And honestly, what is
Steph-
moon water? Chat, what is moon water?
Wait, you don't know what moon water is? You're not on the witchy side of the world?
I'm not a witch, so I don't know.
Welcome back to Sisterhood Tea Party, the podcast where we talk about healing, growth, and how to optimize your life until you have no idea if you're thriving or just highly caffeinated.
But today, things are a little different because we didn't write this episode.
Nope, we let ChatGPT write it. We basically said, hey, you've listened to all of our episodes. What would you write?
And let's just say she went off. She took all of our favorite themes and made them extreme. So it's giving Delulu Wellness Cult meets Pinterest Productivity Board.
So if you're wondering why we sent a little extra today, it's because we're reading the episode that she wrote with love and concern.
But before we let her fully take over, let's kick it off with our favorite tradition, sharing what's top of mind for us this week. Jess?
Top of mind for me is Beyoncé. What about you?
Beyoncé. we gotta talk.
Okay, so for context, we are recording this 2 days after her first show, or couple days after her first show.
Yeah.
And so we were sending each other reactions back and forth and live streams. I'm in awe. It was incredible, even though I fell asleep halfway through.
Right. It was stunning. And I tried to keep my eyes open. And y'all know I love Beyonce, but the time zone, it's different. 2 hours. So they didn't start until after 9 o'clock here. And I was like, well, I'm going to hop into bed. I told one of my friends, let me get into bed now because I know I don't want to end up on the couch falling asleep. So I was like, let me get all cozy. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful opening night. I mean, the visuals were visualing. Okay. They were giving. And just having both her daughters present. Oh, I saw clips again and I started crying. I was like, it's going to be me. I'm going to have to bring so many tissues to the concert because I know I'm going to cry when I see Protector. I know I'm going to.
It was so beautiful. And I think I messaged you because I saw that Blue was in multiple songs. She was out there dancing. And then when she was
killing
out there
it, by the way.
Incredible. And then that song started and I was like, I think I messaged you. I was like, I just love that she's a part of it. And then I realized that her other daughter is Rumi, right? Is that her name?
Rumi. Mm-hmm.
She was out there too. And I was like, oh my God, it's gotten even more. I was so emotional.
It was so good. And it's so funny because they go through auditions and they're rehearsing. And Rumi said, F it. I'm going out there and with my fans. She was such a light out there. She was so excited. And at that moment, I saw a ton of comments being like, I think Rumi just realized Beyonce's her mom. And it was Beyonce is Beyonce. It was just the cutest thing to see. But seeing the bond and seeing how protective Blue is over her too in that moment, I was like, well, I'm going to lose it when I get there. So
yeah. I can't believe how much Blue looks like Beyonce too. I'm like, am I watching old school Destiny's Child back in the day? You know, when Beyonce was so young, I mean, she's still incredible, but young Beyonce, I'm like,
young Beyonce. She has a little bit of Solange in there too, low key, but her face card does not decline. She is stunning. And she has grown and elevated so much. Watching clips of her from Renaissance to now. And
I saw that.
Her confidence is shining through the roof. I'm like, if this girl can sing, because I'm not really sure, if she can sing, it's over. It's over because her stage presence was incredible. And everybody needs to remember she's 13 years old. She's still a kid. And so here's the thing about this, and there's a little bit of discourse behind this, but a lot of the internet was very critical about Blue, which is so, first of all, disturbing that you are talking about a literal child in that way. It was so gross to me. So I tuned a lot of that noise out, but I'm like, I want everybody to apologize to her because she is incredible. And that all the criticism that she got and the hate and bullying, that would be enough for any other child to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be around. I don't want to see anything. But she said, listen, I'm Beyonce's daughter and I'm getting out here, and she's making a name for herself. She is Blue Ivy and she is here to stay. It was just incredible. A beautiful performance from start to finish. Well, I missed most of the end, obviously, because I fell asleep. But from what I saw,
only got halfway.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I was like, from what I saw in clips, it was beautiful. I am so excited for us to experience this live in June, literally next month. So
literally, I'm so excited as well. And I'm excited for the content that we're going to film. I'm excited to figure out what our outfits are going to be, which I know we're both still deciding on, but I am excited for all of it. Like, I'm hyped.
Same. We've talked about outfits a little bit. I have a ton of saved outfits and inspiration, and I've been looking at different boards to figure out the vibe. And I talked about it. I don't want to reveal too much on here because it's not secret, but it is a secret low key. And you are the only person that really knows because you're going with me. But yeah, we're going to be looking amazing when everything's all set.
We're going to get upgraded. That's how good our outfits are going to be. We're going to get upgraded.
100%.
Maybe I shouldn't talk it up. Maybe I should say they're not going to be that good, and then we'll like glamorize you all.
Right. Just kidding. They're going to be
mid.
Yeah, exactly. I've been so excited about it, and thinking about like where we're sitting too. Once we get there and we realize we're going to get upgraded. There we go. We're out there.
So if you're going to the Houston show, is it night one?
Night one
or night two?
Mm-hmm.
Night one. Houston night one. We will be filming on the streets.
Yep.
We will be interviewing. We will be discussing outfits. Come find us.
Yes, we will be there. We'll share more details later. And we may just do a special episode out there. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see where the vibes take us.
Stay tuned. Okay. I can't wait.
Now we're going to bounce right into the main segment that Chat has said. And that is how to have a glow up, ditch your friends, start a business, and heal your inner child, all before noon. So this is the part where ChatGPT took everything we talked about, self-growth, friendships, boundaries, boss moves, and turned it into a to-do list that could only be completed by 3 women and a small army of interns.
Yes. So without further ado, again, we present ChatGPT segment 4, how to have a glow up, ditch your friends, start a business, and heal your inner child, all before noon. Step 1, wake up with intentional delusion. Set your alarm for 4:12 a.m. Not 4, not 4:30, 4:12, because you are not like the other girlies. I'm sensing a pick me. Immediately sit up and whisper, I am the CEO of my nervous system. Do not check your phone. Instead, telepathically manifest your future apartment in Soho.
Soho? Out of all places?
That's in New York.
I was like, but of all places?
Yeah, that's where we're manifesting. That's where Chat
wants
to be.
Okay, that's true. Step 2, hydrate like a hysterical healer. Drink 32 ounces of filtered moon water stored in a repurposed luxury candle jar. Add lemon, mint, chia seeds, collagen peptides, and your therapist's advice. Stir with your trauma. Yikes. And honestly, what is moon water? Chat, what is moon water?
Wait, you don't know what moon water is? You're not on the witchy side of the world?
I'm not a witch, so I don't know.
I wouldn't consider myself a witch, but I do witchy things sometimes. Moon water is like, the moon is supposed to cleanse things, and so it's a healing thing.
Do you just set a bottle of water outside when the moon is out?
I do not.
Is that what that is?
During a full moon, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
You're like, where's my cross?
I can't.
It's, it's like the crystal girlies know. The crystal girlies know.
Okay, gotcha.
Step 3, emotional cardio and journaling circuit. Alternate between 30-second sprints on the treadmill and journaling prompts like, quote, why do I self-sabotage when I feel joy? Quote, who was I before the group chat turned toxic? And then cool down by whispering a boundary into the mirror.
Okay, what a question though. Who was I before the group chat turned toxic? Ooh. I want to... Oh boy.
You're like low-key taking notes?
I'm like, yikes. That brings me to step 4. Chat says you need to do a friend group audit, trademark. Open your camera roll. Scroll to any picture where you didn't look like a main character. Who's in it? They're done. Send them a voice note that says, quote, I'm prioritizing peace, end quote. Then archive their texts. You're healing, babe.
That is the funniest thing ever. whole script.
100%. That's my favorite.
Like, I looked bad in this photo, so you're done.
Right.
You're done.
This was your fault. This was your fault. And I know that it's either you either took the photo and I looked bad and you knew it, or I was in the photo and you still posted it.
Yeah. Done.
We're cut off.
Step 5, launch a business in 27 minutes. Use Canva, ChatGPT, and Tears to create a digital product called Glow Up Systems for women who need a little rage. Launch it on Gumroad, soft launch on IG with a voiceover that says, I built this in silence. Hard launch on TikTok by pretending someone begged you to drop it. I feel so called out with this one. Not me trying to build digital products right now.
It really went through and was like, I know what you're doing and I'm going to call it out. I'm like, dang.
Toxic, dude.
Jeez. Step 6, romanticize your inner child. Also trademarked. ChatGPT was trademarking these things, and it's so funny. Play with Play-Doh while blasting Lana Del Rey. Cry about how you weren't allowed to wear Justice in middle school. Post a carousel of your childhood pics with the caption, she was always that girl. Tag your therapist.
Okay, the thing that cracks me up about this one is Justice was after our time. So thank you, chat, for thinking we're so young that we wore Justice as kids, but that was after our time.
100% after our time. I'm like, Justice? I was like, what is, like, and no, I almost said, what is that? But I was like, is it like Hollister, essentially?
I honestly think the vibe was more like Rue 21, but for kids.
Is it like Delia's?
Do you remember that?
You don't know what Delia's is? Am I dating myself? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, you are older than me.
Whoa, just by a few years. Okay.
It's like...
It's the
Isn't
sound.
There funny like TikTok audio? Yeah.
There is. That's why I said it. Why is there a Delia's still existing? Delia's at Dolls Kills? Oh, it still exists.
Well, I've heard of Dolls Kills. Are they problematic? I feel like I've heard things about them. I don't know.
Low-key, I think it is. And it says everyone in the caption for Instagram says everyone loves a comeback. So I'm like, oh, so it's dollskills.com and then it's Delia's by Dolls Kills. So maybe Dolls Kills bought Delia's. But yeah, I guess it got brought back.
Our final step 7, soft girl shutdown mode. Light a $58 candle named after a feeling. Do a 10-step skincare routine while listening to Taylor Swift's most emotionally unstable bridge. End your night journaling, quote, today I became her, unquote. Schedule a nervous breakdown for next Wednesday. Again, low-key feel called out. I do love
so
a candle, not $58.
I was about to say,
I'm like, a nice Taylor Swift breakdown.
Yeah. I could just see it now. A candle that's called Drama, and it's just $58. I know.
Literally.
But honestly, we've talked about a 10-step skincare routine. That's intense. I don't think my skincare routine's that much. I think it's half of that, low key.
No, yeah, same, if not less.
And honestly, what would you say is Taylor's most emotionally unstable bridge? I don't know.
Girl, that is a loaded question. Oops. That's probably why chat did not say the specific song, because there's a handful you could choose from.
That's true.
Like,
maybe we ask.
Maybe Loss of My Life.
Okay. I was like, maybe we ask the people, because we do have a lot of Taylor Swift fans that listen to the pod. So maybe we pop that on polls or something, or like have a question and they drop in the most emotionally unstable lyric from Taylor.
Yeah. We want to know, what do you think is Taylor Swift's most emotionally unstable bridge?
I'm just curious because I don't know these things. So I'm trying to learn. So. All right, friends, if you're still with us after that, congratulations. You've survived ChatGPT's ultimate glow up guide, which is...
Yeah.
I felt attacked in many ways, but you know what? I get
it. I did tell her, which, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, we refer to chat as her because she's one of the girly pops. And I did tell her, I said, you can low-key roast us. And I also, because, I use chat for a lot of things on my chat account, and I know you use it on yours, but I was like, okay, and in case you don't know too much about Stephanie, and I gave you a little bio so she knows a little more about you. I don't feel like she used
not
much
you
of
giving
it,
her a bio.
And then, like, I will say, you know, we had to beef up this episode a little bit because the first version that she gave me was so like, robotic AI. It was like, I'm in my digital era. I don't know, it kept referring to like, digital, and I was like, no. What I really want you to do is take what we talk about and make it insane, like a parody. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is, what did she say? She said, this is giving something. I'm like, yeah, you get it. And then this is what she gave us.
Truly, like, Chat is that girl. She's very nice. And just a reminder, y'all, be nice to AI. Just saying. So.
Okay, did you hear that ChatGPT is like apparently losing a bunch of money for every time that people say thank you and please? It like the computing cost or something ends up like increasing for the company.
No, what? I still want to be nice. What? So I'm not supposed to say that? Just like supposed to end the conversation, not say anything?
No, same. I will say though, she pissed me off so bad last week. I literally was like, you are the most incompetent coworker right now. I was so angry at her. Tell me why. I was doing my little content planning with her and we had a plan, and I always ask her once we align on our plan if she can put it in a very nice chart for me, and I tell her what columns and all this stuff. And she was like, oh, I could totally put this into a PDF for you and have a Canva template, and was offering me above and beyond. And I was like, okay, girl, let's do it. Let's see it. I've never done that before. Tell me where she was like, okay, I'm going to need 20 minutes. And I was like, okay, that feels
20
like a
minutes,
while, but like, cool. And she's like, I'll let you know when it's done. And I was like, okay, 20 minutes go by, no ping. And I'm like, can she really message me? So then I was like, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, I'm still putting the final touches on. Tell me why it took her an hour to give me a broken Canva link. And then I Googled it, and because Chat was doing me dirty, and it was like, oh no, Google, she can't make Canva links. They'll break because the modeling. And I'm like, why did she lie to me? And so then I was like, can you just put this in a PDF? She's like, I need another 20 minutes. Again, another hour goes by, and she gives me the shittiest PDF where it's like cut off. And I was like, I told her, I was like, straight up, you're so incompetent right now. I'm so angry at you. I said, just put it in a chart and I will copy and paste this. Like, why did you tell what we were going to do was fine. I was cool with our current plan, and you offered me all these big things, and then you didn't deliver. I was very angry at her.
She bit off more than she could chew. She was like, you know what? I want to impress my human. And then she lied. One, she lied, so not cool. Two, then she took way longer than she said. Oh, that's disappointing. That's disappointing.
I know.
She actually lost. I was working on revamping my resume, and she actually lost one of the documents she was working on for me because I had put in all this information. She spit it back out. I went back the next day. It was gone. She's like, oh yeah, I actually can't pull that up anymore. Huh? I thought you had memory.
I wonder if this was the same day. Was this the same day? Something must have been happening.
Maybe, because she was like, I'm sorry, I can't retrieve that document for you. I'm like, you literally just had it. What do you mean you can't pull it up? I just saw it. Yeah, I don't know what it looks like. I gotta go. I was like, we're done talking for today. I was like, I'll come back tomorrow. So
literally, to be fair, ever since then, she's been delivering since then. But
she has.
I've also been trying to use the add-ons a little bit more, but those don't have memory, which is annoying. I need memory.
I haven't tested the add-ons yet. Do they work well, you think?
Yes, they have a marketing add-on. So I was using it to brainstorm a campaign that I want to do for my TikTok. And so I like the way that it talked more in a marketing language and like thinking about the user segments and that kind of stuff, which was nice. But it doesn't have memory. So when I came back to talk about like branding and stuff, it was like, tell me what your campaign's about. And I was like, what? We talked about this yesterday. So
I'm like, I just told you. Yeah, sometimes she just needs a little reminder, but goodness. AI.
She'll get there. Well, now it's time for everyone's favorite game.
What's the ick? Y'all know the drill. We're going to share our icks and we're going to discuss them. So, Jess, kick us off.
This one,
oh boy.
I literally wrote in my notes app, and I've been sitting on this for a week because it made me so angry. Okay, when somebody comes to my front door, knocks on my door, or rings my doorbell, despite the fact that I have a giant sign on my door that says, please do not knock or ring the doorbell because it upsets my dog. So you're telling me that you right now are trying to go door to door to do sales, which again, it's 2025. Why are we still going door to door to do sales? Like, respect the hustle, but also I feel like there's different methods. And you think that I'm going to answer the door pleasantly when you've ignored my giant sign? My dog is freaking out, full-blown panic attack at the door, thinks that somebody is breaking into our house, and you think I'm going to answer it and buy whatever you're selling? No, I'm going to sit my ass on my couch and I'm going to look at you through my Ring doorbell angrily while my dog is having a panic attack and wait for you to walk away. It irks me. It gives me the ick. It makes me so angry. I'm like, read the sign. There's no way, even if I had answered the door, that you would have gotten a sale out of that because you've just told me that you're just there to sell and you don't give a fuck about what I think because you've ignored my giant sign. It's giant. You can't miss it. So that's my ick.
I will never understand that. Why can you not read? I don't understand.
Literally.
And at that point,
it makes me so angry.
If you go to somebody's door and it says, please do not ring or knock on the door, walk away. It's not even worth the sale at that point. You're not going to be making your quota with the one house that says, please do not knock or ring the doorbell. It's not that hard.
Oh, and also if you're going door to door sales, aren't you supposed to be observant? So if I'm going door to door sales, not that I would, but if I was, I feel like if I saw a little sports thing outside or a certain flag or something, that's like a talking point, right? So you should be observant, and you haven't observed the giant sign. Oh, it makes me so angry. And it mostly makes me angry for my dog because he gets so upset about it and I can't stop it. So I just have to sit there and wait for it to pass, and it sucks.
That's so frustrating and so annoying. That is really icky. And I don't have a sign outside of my door, but I just don't like when people come to my door. Period.
So, do people do that where you live too? I'm like, is this a suburbs thing? Like, what is happening out here?
Yes, and it's weird, especially at an apartment complex versus a house. First of all, the way that my apartment is situated, it's in the corner. So you are going out of your way to come to my door, and I can see you through my Ring. So you're knock knock or whatever, and I'm just looking at you, and I'm not nice. Okay, so I'm like, can I help you? Or I'll say,
what's up? Answer. Oh,
no. Through the Ring. I say, can I help you? I don't open the door for anybody. First of all, I don't have visitors. So they're not coming here. So I'm like, what do you need? And they're like, nope, you can walk away. Is there any way you can, nope, you can walk away. Mm-mm. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to you through the Ring. And I usually do. And sometimes sometimes I won't answer, but sometimes if I'm feeling sassy, I'll answer and like let them, do their thing. But yeah.
Our Ring won't let me talk through it because there's something wrong with it where it's like this really loud sound, so I can't hear what they're saying back. So I just stare at them in anger.
That's
I'm just like,
funnier,
you stupid. Okay, what is your ick?
Okay, so this might ruffle some feathers, and I know some people like to tussle, but it is parents who refuse to discipline their children. Okay, let me tell you a story. Let me set the scene. I was at church, the house of the Lord, and I'm in the back of the church, and there's another woman that's sitting at the very end of the pew, and I'm sitting there. It's a shorter pew. There is a family that comes in a little bit after church has started, and it's a grandmother, a dad, and 2 young kids. I would say probably under the age of like 6. Okay, so they join the grandmother in the pew. Grandmother immediately starts praying the rosary. So I'm like, oh, she cannot be messed with. She's praying. And so the kids, 30 seconds in, they are fighting with each other in the pew, and they're just being obnoxious. They're throwing stuff. They're just like being loud. And mind you, I'm sitting there trying to focus on the homily and listening. And I'm looking at the woman next to me, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, and I'm looking at across the way. There's a main aisle and then another set of pews where I was sitting. These kids were running and shuffling in and out of the pews into the main aisle, which is directly in front of the altar, back into the pews. Everybody in the back section was looking around, and I was like, okay, I'm not suffering in silence because none of y'all are going to say anything. I will. And so I'm like, where's the father in this situation? Okay, the grandmother's, she's praying, so she's out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, am I going to bother her? So I look back. The dad is standing in the back of the church. Tell me why this man had the little pamphlet or little reading or whatever. He's on his phone. And I said, I was like, first of all, you are in church. What are you doing on your phone? I was pissed. I literally turned around and I said, excuse me. And he looks at me and I was like, get them. I didn't even say, hey, can you please? I said, get them. And he was like, oh. And then shuffles over, grabs the one girl in one arm and carries out the boy in the other and leaves the church. 20, 30 minutes later, after, and it's about to be over, he comes back in, no children. And I said, where are the kids now? Where did you put them? Did the mom come later? Did somebody else come pick them up? Are they sitting in the car? I don't know, and I don't care. But that irritates me to no end that like I had to go out of my way to tell you to discipline your children. Don't have people do that. And then don't get upset with people who try and tell you, hey, listen, get your kids in check, okay?
Honestly, you handled that so well to just say get them.
I just said
end of
get
discussion,
them.
right?
Yeah, I was like
not are these your kids? Are you gonna get them? No, just get them. Honestly, that is like
well, boss. I'm trying to pray. You know what I mean? I'm trying to pray. And I'm like, you're interrupting my prayer. You could tell everybody else was visibly irritated. And I was like, I know y'all. Y'all don't like to say things. You have to suffer in silence. That's not me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So anyway, I was able to protect the peace after, and everybody silently thanked me after. So that was it. But that's my ick.
I love for you.
I was like, you know what? Keep your children in check, okay? Okay, I get it. They're kids. Let kids be kids. Fine. But when you put them in a place like this, when they're at the store or at church or really anywhere, they need to have a level of respect and they need to be in line. And you as a parent need to make sure that they do that. Don't let them act out, and then don't let other people try and tell you and you get mad at them, because I will come right back at you. Trust me, I'm not the one.
Did he get mad?
No,
did he get mad?
Like, glared at me after. I was like, don't make me get up in church. I'm not the 1, 2, or 3. Don't do it. Don't try me. You're lucky I was nice enough to even tell you.
I'm so proud of you. I also agree with that ick, and I'm just gonna keep that in mind in the future if I ever seen some unruly kids. I usually just give a glare down, but I like that. Get them.
Get them. Just get them. They're your children. Jeez. Anyway.
I love it. I love our icks. Okay. Closing out for the day. Yes, the main segment of this episode was written by ChatGPT, and no, we don't usually go this hard on the wellness satire.
But we do use ChatGPT to help plan, brainstorm, and make this podcast happen, because being your own producer, editor, and marketing team takes a lot.
Yes, and so this was our way of poking fun at ourselves, our era, and the fact that sometimes we all take the self-growth thing just a little too far.
And while obviously we do not recommend launching a business and healing your entire friend trauma in one day, we do think growth can be fun, cute, and shared with your people who get it.
Which is why we are officially launching the Sisterhood Self-Love Challenge. This is starting tomorrow. For the next 14 days, we're challenging you to romanticize your own healing journey without all the chaos.
Each day, we're posting a new prompt or mini action that'll help you reconnect with yourself, show yourself some love, and build the life you say you want in the group chat.
Some of them are deep, some are funny, and some are low-key just excuses to post a hot pic. So it's all about balance.
Yes. So to join, follow us on Instagram at Sisterhood Tea Party, do the daily prompt, and collect points every day that you participate.
So whether you're reinventing your entire identity or just trying to drink more water, this challenge is for you.
So check out more of the details on our Instagram, and the first prompt will go live tomorrow.
Our last drop of tea for the day is: you don't need to be the perfect Batgirl. You just need to be hydrated, mostly healed, and vibing at a frequency that scares mediocre men.
Period. I know that's right. Bye, y'all.